Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Diana as patient, here today to share with you many of the things I use to help me be more functional in hopes that they will help you also, especially if you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility, fibromyalgia, which as you know I consider to be a symptom, not a disease, chronic fatigue, multiple sclerosis, joint pain, etc. Now, we've already covered the theory, which discusses what medications, especially Diamox, that gave me the most help. But today I want to talk about some of the little blocks we can put together to build a more functional lifestyle, okay? First, let's talk about sleep disorders. How many of you either cannot keep your eyes open during the day, absolutely could not get out of bed in the morning if your house was on fire and burning around you, or perhaps you seem to get a second wind late in the evening and find yourself unable to sleep when it's 1 in the morning? Does anyone out there wake up feeling as though they got absolutely no good sleep and they are not recharged in the least? Or has anyone ever experienced waking up in the middle of the night gasping for breath with their hearts racing out of control as if someone just scared the living daylights out of them? Does it sound familiar? Well, none of this is unusual for us. And doctors love objective data. And sleep studies are expensive and they're not always useful. And as we all know, some nights are better than others. And if you have a sleep study planned, doggone it, that's usually a night that goes okay, right? So, have you seen this before? It's called a ZO, and I love it. It measures your sleep, how long you slept, how long it took you to fall asleep. It keeps track of the time of day or night too. It's also a clock, and wait, what an alarm. And get this, it measures how much of your sleep is deep sleep, light sleep, or REM sleep, when you're dreaming, that is. It also tells you how often you wake up, and you take this little card and you plug it into your computer, and it'll give you a graph of your results. How cool is that? Now, I know what you are thinking. Dr. Diana, how the heck is this going to help me? What a great question. Wow. One, it is objective evidence for your doctors that show indeed your sleep cycle is messed up. One thing that a lot of us have noticed is that we tend to have very little deep sleep. Mine averaged about 4%, and very little REM sleep. Mine was about 8%. These numbers basically suck. Now, I was having almost purely light sleep, which is not good. Now, you can also use it to see what treatments are working for you. For example, when I noticed I was doing well on Diamox, my deep sleep went up about 15%, or to 15%, and my REM sleep went up to about 15%. Then after angioplasty, both deep and REM sleep went up to levels more typical of, say, 30-year-olds, which, of course, I'm a couple of years, decades, older than that. So I knew the treatments were helping. Now, it's fairly inexpensive, certainly compared to a sleep study, about $250 on Amazon. Please buy it here just to support the videos if you do get one. And it is well worth it for the objective data for you and your doctors. Now, we also used it on our kids and learned that they too had lousy sleep. Now, you just wear this fairly comfortable little headband, kind of reminds me of my Jane Fonda workout days, and the machine does the rest. Cool? The ZO. I heart it. Now, let's go with the sleep theme, okay? Many of us have joint pain, back pain, basically all over that can be bad enough to wake us up when we try to roll over, right? I figured this out when my hip was subluxated for months, and every time I moved, I woke up. So first, you want to get some bridal satin sheets, bridal satin, not silk sheets, that's right. And my favorite are the zebra satin sheets that you'll find on sale here. But then you get some bridal satin jammies. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, with two satin surfaces, you have little or no friction. So when you turn over, it's almost effortless, and you likely won't wake up. The first time I tried this and I turned over, I almost flipped right out of the bed. I kid you not. Wow, what a difference. Now, I don't exaggerate, and I hate to be melodramatic, but it changed my life. No. So if you were like me, if something is not for sale online, I don't buy it. So I've tried to locate everything for you and put it on this site, most through Amazon. Heaven knows I don't want to shop and get caught in a line and not be able to stand up, and I need to avoid the dreaded viruses. So it's all here for you. Now, more sleep. I must have eye covers and earplugs. I prefer the white foam earplugs. Oops, that was kind of fun. I'm overly sensitive to light and sound, and these often make all of the difference. They also encourage deeper sleep. Very good. Now, soft cervical collars, heavens, I would not be around today without those, especially before starting Diamox. Now, although my neck can handle a little more jostling now that some of the pressure is taken off the brainstem, I'm still loosey-goosey enough to get my neck in these funky positions at nighttime, cutting off whatever is left of any circulation of CSF or blood that I may have, which isn't much. So the great thing about these is that they can be trimmed down or reshaped if you need to do that. I took one of my old ones actually and trimmed it down for my son, and then I put a little sock over it. I don't think it was a pink sock, but you can do that. You just cut the other end of the sock off. You can decorate it, bedazzle it. Remember bedazzlers? Oh my gosh. Or draw sexy little pictures or write things like hot stuff on your collars. Heaven knows we'll need it with our ZO headbands on, eye covers, earplugs, cervical collars. Lovely. Now, pillows. Many of us cannot get cool enough at nighttime. For you, I would recommend a Chillo. It stays cool until about morning time without having to flip over your pillow. And it is great for migraines. Not that any of us have migraines, right? Now, before I go, there are two other things I wanted to show you, one you see and one you don't. First, do you like my ring? Well, personally, I think it takes about 10 years off of my age because it's so way cool. It's actually a silver ring splint. I have these for every joint of every finger and my thumbs. They prevent hyperextension, as you can tell. And if your fingers are bothering you, holy smoking cow, what a difference they can make. Now, if about $75 each is a turnoff, you can also get these oval 8s made of plastic. I recommend buying the entire kit, as I have. Sometimes you just don't know which digit's going to be a problem that day or whether or not you're going to retain water. I hope that's not just me. So you don't want to run out of the size that you need. I befriended a guy who also had the same kit, and we were able to trade out different sizes if we ran out of different sizes, and that was great. From a distance, you can't even really see them, but not that that worries me, as you kind of figured out about me. Anyway, finally, many of you wonderful people have said how functional I look when I'm speaking to you. So I must tell you something that quite literally changed my life. Abdominal binders. I have them in all colors. Ta-da! And wear them about 60% of the time. Black, this is kind of industrial strength, white, a gazillion different white ones. They work immediately for me, and I believe by pushing things upward and lifting my brainstem just enough with the cisterns, taking pressure off of the brainstem and allowing some oxygenated blood to enter the brain. I think that's how it's working. If it is going to help you, you will know immediately when you put it on. Now, if this can help decrease the chance of congestive heart failure or more brain atrophy, that would be tremendous. So we're trying to figure that out right now, but something easy to try, okay? An EDS friend said that some multiple sclerosis patients have noticed that they help them too. So it definitely deserves some more investigation. I will get on the topic. So why don't we stop here? And next time, brace yourself for braces as I continue to share everything I know about increasing functionality. And I'll share with you things that did not help me. I'll do my best to save you some money, okay? It's easy for us to desperately throw money at anything that may work, but I've kind of done that for you, okay? So let's be smart. You can learn from my mistakes, okay? So until next time, let's continue to change our world one brain cell at a time. Gentle hugs to you all. Bye-bye. See you next time. To avoid the dreaded viruses, they also encourage deeper sleep.